And if you ever meet me, my name is Ebuka. My name is Ebuka. Yeah. And it's the continuation of my last video. I promise you guys that I will teach you what validates your trade after you have finally mapped out your structures. Now you have to bring out your pen and paper because we have a lot to write down. So our topic today is what validates our trade. In other words, we can call it 5 odd enhancers. Odd enhancers. Okay? So in that 5 odd enhancers, number one is there any alignment? I have to write it down. Is there any alignment? Number two, is the zone still fresh? The zone, is it still fresh? Number three, how much time did the price spend at the level? That's for three. Four, how did the price leave the level? Five, how far did the price move away from the point of, from from the point of the level? How far did it move from that level? Okay, so these are the 5 things that we have to look out for today in our class. So in our last class, I told you people that after looking at for your for the trend that your peer you are trading is currently in, after knowing if it is in uptrend or in downtrend, or it is ranging or consolidating, if you can call it consolidating or ranging, you know if it's currently in an uptrend or in a downtrend. Okay, so in our last class I told you we have rally base rally, we have drop base drop, we have drop base rally, and we have rally base rally. These are the 4 structures that we have. If you didn't know it, check out my last video. I posted it there. Okay, so these are the 4 structures. And after you have mapped out these structures, what are we going to look next that will validate our trade, that you need to know before you confidently enters that trade? Number one is there an alignment? Now we are in SS USD. This is good. We are in good right now. So the first thing we have to look for here is checking which trend this is this pair currently in at the moment. You can see the trend is mostly in a downtrend for some months now. It's currently in a downtrend for some months now. But this last week, after my analysis, I discovered that we are shifting to an uptrend. We are currently shifting to an uptrend. Then that's when I find this zone here. But eventually we are just few pips from touching us, but we didn't join in the move. So here is the second place I found an entry. We saw a zone here, but we are not part of the movement. Maybe there is a way this thing usually works out. Maybe after all these moves, it will still come back here and pick up some others here. But currently, you can see this week is in an uptrend right now, currently. Okay. If you see it on 15 minutes, maybe it might be in a downtrend, but this is just a reversal. This is just a reversal. Maybe it will come here. It will come here and continue pushing up. Okay. So how did we get this zone that I saw here? I told you guys that we have drop base rally. Drop base rally. Okay. Now in our five other answers, the number one says, what validates my trade? What actually validates my trade? I checked the trade. It's currently in an uptrend now. We are in alignment with it. That's why it asks, is there any alignment? Right now, we are looking for buys because it is in buys. That's why it asks, is there any alignment? So the alignment is which trend is the market currently in at the moment. Okay, so this uptrend is the current trend we are in right now. So we are in the same harmony with the trade with the pair at the moment, with the pair movement at the moment. Okay. So second, what did the second say? Is the zone still fresh? Is the zone still fresh? So is the zone still fresh? Of course. What makes a zone a fresh zone? What makes a zone a fresh zone? What makes a zone a fresh zone? Now here is what we are looking out for. When I analyze this trade, this when I call out this zone here, there is no zone that have come to touch it. I entered this zone on that Monday and write it down till here. So this one makes it a bit valid. This is the main zone that you need to trade. This second and third one is kind is maybe there is a lot of doubt. Okay, there is a lot of doubt that they can still do the same thing, but they actually did because the market is currently in a downtrend that time and buyers are picking up. That's why it is bouncing on this zone here. Buyers are pushing up and sellers are the one in control. You can see how many times buyers came here before they actually break the zone. They came the first time, sellers pushed them down. They came the second time, sellers pushed them down. They came the third time, sellers pushed them down. They finally broke it. So they actually did like four attempts before they actually break this zone. Okay, so that's why that's why they ask, is the zone still fresh? This is zone here. What makes this zone fresh? Because there is no it haven't been tempted before. This is the fresh reversal that is coming to that zone. There is no there is no, there has been no attempt on the zone before. You can see how fresh it is. Even the one that we are waiting for actually didn't even touch the zone. So this zone right now you are seeing is currently still a fresh zone. Okay, so let's go down to 15 minutes and see how I found this zone that I took, this trade that I took here. So this is it. I saw here drop, then base. Here is your base, then rally. What did I do? I wait for it. I wait for the reversal. The zone is still fresh. Then the reversal came and picked the order that we placed here and started pushing up. This is zone here as well. You can see this zone. We have rally, base drop. You can be seeing how this base is forming. You can be seeing how the base is forming. Okay, so this is how a base usually forms. Let me show you much more examples on how zones used to how zones usually forms. I mean, okay, it's tiny. So I'm looking at drop, base, rally here. You can see it. Drop, base, rally. And what is the first zone that came? Okay, the first zone didn't actually touch it, just came here slightly and moved back. Then this one came and penetrate before this this one actually touched it fully before moving up. So you can see how we've got all these zones that we map out here. This is how we got all these zones that we map out here. This one here is another zone. We have drop, base, rally. We have drop, base, rally. What happened after moving up? It came here and touched it and continued this long move. This is another zone here. We have rally, base, drop. Whenever you see a rally base drop zone, it's actually for buys. And you can see how this neckline came here and touched it. They call it snipers enter. You can see it. Then he is another zone. Rally, base. He is in base. Drop. I mean drop, base, rally. You can see it. Drop, base, rally. Then this move came here and it continued. They continue moving up. This move come here and make this push. Okay, this is how we found it here. We actually look for it here, but it is invalid. It didn't make much movement here. Then it broke out. So this is how we normally look at for our zones. If it's still fresh, this one we have rally, base, drop. This is the only only movement that came here and touched it. This is the only candle that came here and touched it before moving down. So it's still a fresh zone. They are, make sure that there is no there is no candle that has come there to penetrate it before. That's if there is no candle that have come to that zone and leaves, that makes it a fresh zone. Okay. So number one is there any alignment? So number two is the zone still fresh. This is two scores. That's our first scores now. Then the third one, we look for how much time did the price spent at the level. You can see you can see some you can see some levels here. Those levels that I'm marking here. What happened here? This we have drop, base, rally. How much time did this base stayed? This base we actually maybe it actually and maybe like 4 hours or 5 hours, 5 hours consolidating. Okay, this is not advisable when there is too much. When the it asks how much time did the price spent at the level. You can see that this current price here spend much time, so it's not advisable to take this trade. It's not advisable to take this trade unless you are going to stretch your stop loss very long for it to not to hit you. But it's not advisable to take this trade. So here is the one that is advisable to take. We have drop, base, rally here. So how much time did the how much time did the price spent here? You can see it didn't spend much time here before moving up. That's how you can see the other ones here. Here. Where the now here. Now this didn't spend much time as well, but it is invalid. This also, but it is invalid. This as well, but it is invalid. This as well, but it is invalid. This didn't spend that much time, but it's not advisable. But you can, as who has been trading for a very long time, you will know that this is a possible zone that will make a good move. That's why I map it out. But sometimes it's not advisable to take it. Okay. Now look at how this how much time this spent here. You can see how this candle came down here. Then we have this candle. Then this one creates. It didn't spend much time. And here as well, it didn't spend much time. Let's look at other peers. So you can see that here is one zone. We have rally base drop. It didn't spend that much time here. And here too. The rally base drop. It didn't spend much time here. What did I see in this zone that makes me to take it? What did I see? What did I see? What did I see? Was this okay? I think it's this. We have we have we have rally base rally. I think it's this rally that I saw here that makes me to this trade. Or map out this zone, I mean. So here as well, we have rally base drop. You can see that the price didn't spend much time here. The price didn't spend much time here. Then we have drop base rally. This didn't spend much. It does, but as time goes on in your trading, you should know that sometimes price spend much time, like where there is much time that you can actually make good trade from it. That's why I map this out. Okay. And then here again I map this out too, waiting for a pullback before I enter another trade. Okay. So change it. I don't have okay. Here is another drop based rally. You can see that it didn't spend much time here before moving out. It didn't spend much time here before moving out. So this is what you need to know in your trading before in your analysis before entering a trade. Okay. And here we have drop based rally. That's why we map this out as well. Didn't spend much time here. And here again, we have rally base. This is our base. Rally base drop. This is our base. Rally base drop. Then what happened? It came here just a peep away and it just moved down. Okay? It just moved down. So we didn't catch this trade. We didn't trade it. And here we have rally base drop. Then this move. How much time did the price spent? You can see there is no much time it spent at this zone. Is another zone, rally base rally. This is for buys. How much time it just creates it base, then it moves up. Okay, okay. Oh, this has already be mitigated immediately, but I don't even know because I was focusing on gold. So here is the analysis I made last week. We have drop based rally, and after all these movements, it still came back here and touches our zone. How much time did it spend here? That is there is not much time. When they said how much time did it spend, you can see there is some zones that you will not be you will not be encouraging yourself to map out or to enter a trade in something like this zone now. You can see what happened here. This actually it actually spend much time here. So if you find a zone here, the zone will definitely be invalid because this spend a lot of time here. Whenever whenever there is a there is a consolidation and you come there and find a zone, know it that 50 out of 100 the zone is not going in your favor. Okay? So yeah, here is rally base drop and it came here and just tap just make small movement because the the current the current trend is an uptrend. So this is counter trading. If you lose your money, you are the one that just want to lose your money because you are trading in the wrong side of the trend. So here is another analysis that I made. Drop base rally. How much time did he spend here? Not that much time. Okay. Don't have anything to say here. Okay. We have drop base drop. How much time did he spend here? You can see it's just a small period of time. We have dr- we have rally base drop. You can see your base. It didn't spend that much time, even though it came here, but we haven't joined in that movement. We stay relaxed. If it came back, fine. If it didn't come back, we will look for another opportunity. We are not going to first trade. Okay. So number four, how far did the price move away from the point? How did the price leave the level? How did the price leave the level? Now, how did the price leave the level? We have here is our zone. Here is how price leaves. Whenever there is a big movement after creating zone, this is an A for you to take the trade. You can see after creating this zone now, there is this big movement, there is this big push. After creating this zone here, there is this big push. I will be showing you all an example so it won't be that confused for you. Okay. So after creating here, I don't buy with this current this thing. Okay. Here now, after creating this zone here, you can see there is this long candle that it creates here. It always creates a long candle after this move. This is we might call this a long candle, but it's kind of short. But I have been seeing those patterns. As you go, you will be understanding that sometimes it's not a must that it will create that long candle, but It is a necessity. So this current this current zone I mapped here, this current zone that I mapped here, because of this this movement. I know it's not that long, but it's because of this movement. Then here in gold, in gold. So after creating this zone here, what happened? Make a huge push. How did the price leave? This is what we will be looking at. How did the price leave? If the price creates a long candle, that will show you there is some. This is a nice entry. There's some. This is a nice entry for you to participate in. Okay, you can see it here, and you can see it here. Let me bring this down to. And you can see it here. After creating this zone, there is this long push. There is this long push here. You can see it here. So that's what you need to look out for. It says how did the price leaves the level? How did the price move away from the level? Okay? This is how the price will move away before you know that okay, we are now entering a good trade. How did the price move away? Here is one. Here is one. After creating this, you can see how it moves away from here. And here as well, after creating this, you can see how it creates this long candle. So always it usually creates a long candle. Here as well, there is this long candle. Here as well, there is this long candle. But we didn't succeed. Here as well, you can see this long candle, which makes me to validate the trade, but market have another plan for me because I was wrong with my analysis. Here is another long push. Here is another long push. These are the factors that you need to see that validates your trade. This after this zone, you can see this long push, and it came back here, and you can see it. After this, you can see this long push. After this, you can see this long push. So